having the recognition that you do something good when you are the son of the owner, they always see like, oh, you have the benefits, you have that one compared to everyone else. But for me it was, and also my father was pushing me like, you need to overperform everybody else. You need to do better than everybody else. So they don't have anything bad to talk about you behind your back or.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of the podcast Chatzzz, and we've got a very, very special guest today.
Thank you so much. Sebastian Fernandez is my name.
Yeah, so we met up on Saturday for the first time, didn't we?
Yes.
Playing paddle.
Yeah, you weren't invited to the team, so you met the Mila Homes team for the first time.
No, thank you.
You played very well.
Okay. not great. Room for improvement. You good though.
Thank you. We have been playing a couple of times before. I'm an athlete guy that I said by myself. I've been playing ice hockey my full life, so I have a little bit of like the ball sports in the blood. So that's what I'm thinking of.
It's a left-handed serve.
I was like,
I was not ready.
Not really. I mean, the winning instinct is like competitive. I need to win every game. That's one of my things.
Yeah.
So sorry, girls. Sometimes I couldn't hold myself.
So I prepped you this morning, didn't I?
Yes.
And you said you struggle with this bit.
I'm struggling so much.
You're really boring.
Yeah, I'm so bored as a person. Having fun facts by myself, it's difficult to bring it up.
They don't have to be fun. They don't have to be fun.
No. Okay, then. So facts for myself, it's difficult also. I mean, if you ask someone, what are you good at? Especially when you want to say everything, but that's where the problem is. So, because you always feel like it's room for improvement in every direction, in every area. So, facts by yourself, like, if I could drop in some of them, it's like I'm always super competitive, everything what I do. And trying to do my best to be as humble as possible. I'm a huge family man. Everything that I do is supposed to be, I run myself always with family. Try to do as much business as possible with family. And I have this mentality that you can always do that. It's always room for improvement. So you can always push yourself a little bit harder. I'm working a lot by having fun while you have the journey as well. And that's what I've been trying. I think I'm starting to reach that point more and more in my life now too. The journey isn't, so many people talking about like, you should be seeing your goal, you should be having this vision even for yourself as well. But I started to see those guys that say it's like the journey, it's the actually
that's
goal.
The fun bit.
Yeah, that's the fun bit, and that's what I'm starting to enjoy more and more in life now as well. So the facts about myself, it's so difficult to tell because it's always like it's something that's changing and improving as well. So yeah, definitely.
That's what they say, isn't it? They say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you get to the destination, you're probably just like, what's the next destination?
Yeah,
what's the next
100%.
thing? What's the next thing? And that kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting. We're in the lovely Mila Homes office, aren't we?
Yeah. We started to get there. So we started to get crowded now as well. I mean, like you said, congratulations on the first year.
Yeah.
We've been up and running now 1 year and 1 month, but growing quite quickly. I mean, we have 21 representative Mila co-workers now, so it's going quite quickly. But it has been a long journey to come there as well. I mean, we started the sister company 6 years ago. That name is Fernandez Design as well. So we were doing obviously the backlog before. That was a development company. Had a lot of properties that we purchased, renovated, and sold them. After those years we have been doing it, we had such a big portfolio. So we felt like, why should we not be doing it by ourselves? Because I was meeting so many brokers that didn't work and didn't sell the property as I wanted them to be sold, and didn't mention all of these small features that we put a lot of effort in our property. So I was like, we try to do it by ourselves, and also when we have this huge portfolio, it was quite easy to head out the superstars that I find in the market, the brokers that I really deliver, really put effort in. So we started Mila Homes by having, the facts already, or the facet how we should be doing it.
Yeah.
Give them the listings, give them the runaway for doing it the proper way for them directly as well. So that was quite an intense journey, but we got there step by step.
Nice, yeah. I want to know what little Seb was like. So, like growing up, what did you enjoy doing? What did your mum and dad say about you and that kind of thing? When you were at school, any kind of like first memories and stuff?
They will be saying like, Sebastian have a lot of energy. It's difficult to let him sit still.
We say so right now.
Yeah, so but you see, it's always something is going on with the fingers, the hands. I got something pointing around. I mean, growing up with the family was always competitive with each other. We always had a lot of sports in the family. Always, we were seeing each other like the full family every Sunday for the Sunday meals. So that's why I mean the family man inside me. It's like you always should do things with the family and surround yourself with people that you feel the family feeling around. So the little Seb was playing a lot of ice hockey, having a lot of friends, because I love being out with. I'm a socialist, and socialize with friends as well. That's super important for me. Playing ice hockey until I was 18. At that time I was looking over the sea to be playing in US as well. Was out there for a trainee pre-draft for the NHL.
Oh yeah.
So I was really pushing the ice hockey. I was exercising like 2 times a day. Really, I'm trying to be professional as good as possible. Yeah.
That's a dream.
That was the dream. That was like the boy dream. It has always been. And my family was super supportive. My baby sister, she was with me on all the Saturday mornings, trainings. Going with my dad back and forth in the car, like 8 o'clock in the morning. She was hating it, but she was really pushing up for it. So she was, so thanks to her a lot for the patience. So my father wasn't super happy when I told him when I went and turned 18. Like, sorry dad, but the time of the hockey, it's over now. Now it's.
What's what he said?
Yeah, I was over. After I was over in US, I got the scholarship for starting in the last year of high school, so I was doing like a pre-college year.
Okay. Whereabouts in the US are you gonna go?
In Boston. So that was in New England Star.
I was born in Boston.
No, are you? Oh
Boston.
shit! So maybe you know about New England.
Boston Bruins and stuff.
Oh yes. So New England Stars was a team that I had this scholarship from to be started. Arrived back home to Sweden again. Started to have the discussion with the school for having the possibility to move over, but the Swedish school rejected everything. They were like, if you jump it over now, you have 1 year lasting in high school, but if you drop out, you need to go over the 2 years you already spent.
Oh, really?
So that was a lot of struggling back and forward. In the same summer, that was what things were changing. Yeah. Was starting to go out in the nightclubs, just turned 18. Partying girls. It was like a lot of fun was happening at the same time, and I've been super focused on the ice hockey, so this had been a little bit a look bit away from them before, but so this summer was changing a little bit. At that time also I was having such a big social group, so we were a full-on group that was going everywhere. So every time we turn up, the nightclub restaurants were like 40-50 people. So at one point, one of the nightclubs that we were going to quite a regular, they were like, Sebastian, it's almost all your friends here. Don't you want to start as work here as promoter or something like that? I was like, sorry, but I'm an ice hockey player. I'm not a promoter, so sorry. It took 2 weeks, and then it was like, okay, Sebastian, but if you and 2 guys make like the full planning of the nightclub, fix all of the events, you sort this one out. And I was like, okay, it could be, that was a little bit more interesting than me promoter. So I was like, okay, we started testing it. Tested it for 3 weeks almost. Then the restaurant manager arrived to me and was like, Sebastian, just so you know, it's only your guys here in the nightclub. I want you to meet the owner of the restaurant and the nightclub. I was like, okay, that's quite scary. I was like, okay, let's start doing it. Yeah. Went up to the meeting with him the next day. And he was offering me like, okay, Sebastian, I heard that you are taking care of the nightclubs every Friday now from now on. And I want you to set up a company and we take it from there. I was like, what's going on? 18? It's like, what's going on here? Starting a nightclub, starting a company, what's going on? So we started the company. That was, I was 18, having the responsibility for dishwashers, bartenders, DJs, guards. Everything was in the same time, promoters as well. So a lot of pressure was on from the beginning, but it's also developed me to be also learning how people are behaving in different directions and different positions as well. And at the same time, I was working with my father my father has been having a cleaning company since I was born. He started actually the cleaning company because I got born, because we needed money for the family, because we were struggling. So we started the cleaning company. So meanwhile, when I was from 9 years old, I was helping him on the summer breaks, even though it was illegal, it was so young, but I was helping him, and he got some small payments as a salary just for learning the value of money as well. So that was doing in the same time. So Friday evenings, I was like the hot shot in the nightclub, pointing in the girls before the lines. It was 400 guests. Yeah, it was so much fun. We were having like between 400 to 600 guests every Friday. So I felt myself like a hot shot of Stockholm, 18 years old, you can imagine. And in the same time, my daddy had a 911 that I wore like every weekend to drive around in the Stockholm city. So it was quite a cool actually day. It was a fun experience to be having.
I used to do nightclub events when I was
You
younger.
did?
Yeah, that was my first business. Nightclub events.
Cool.
We did them around like the UK and Ibiza, Budapest, and Amsterdam and stuff.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable. Like some of the best memories ever. But
Definitely.
I couldn't do it now.
Now we got to take 2 days off. It's impossible.
So then what happened then with the America thing?
The American thing, I called him up actually after the summer, and I was like, okay, you know what? Now I've been doing my fun journey of the party life. I want you to come over now. And they called me back and was like, Sebastian, you were here in April. You haven't replied anything to any of our invites or message. Where you want to go? Where are you standing? So we filled your spot with another guy. I was like, okay, because in US they only allowed 2 European guys in the full team. So I was like, okay, so what's going on? They were like, but we want you here. Can we invite you next year? We'll give you the same deal and everything. At that time I felt like, okay, 1 more year playing in Sweden, it was feeling like going backwards, and I never go backwards. So I was like, okay, you know what? That was the sign. We go from here. Sorry, but then we dropped the ice hockey. So I dropped the ice hockey one day from another, and then like to my father, he was not fuming, he was supportive still, but he was like, are you really sure about this?
Take opportunity.
Putting so much time and effort and so many years of this one, and he has been putting so much money for the equipment that's not for free as well, and all of those hours driving back and forth to the ice hockey rink. So that was a moment, but also he saw like I started to grow up with having the responsibility of a company. Had that company for 1.5 years. We didn't end up very well in the nightclub. It could be a little bit of shady business sometimes. So I got a little bit fooled at the end. But I jumped over to another restaurant after that one, to a sport bar. I'm a sport fan, so I love football, love ice hockey. So that was quite a feeling like it was a nice way to go, and also to be having the possibility to change the menu. And they were offering me to just be a guest in the restaurants for being a guest. A lot of people would be joining as a couple as well. So we turned that sports bar to be super popular in Stockholm as well. So we were hanging around there like every Wednesday because Champions League nights. Every Friday because that was like the end of the week after work day. Did that one also for 6 months. But at that time, got a little bit fed up over the full like nightclub, being out, and also working when everybody was free. I was still 19. It was social hours. So it was always like, if you want to hang out with me, you need to be coming to my places. So that was a little bit of like taking the edge of being out and being in that environment. So after that, my father got this huge contract in Stockholm in the cleaning industry. So he had the Swedish National Fair before, but now we also got Swedish National Arena, Friends Arena in Stockholm. So he was having that one, but the company where we had it was like almost a too big suit to be putting on, because it was almost like the size holder. The head of the company was a new contract we were having. Struggling a lot by having the possibility to get the numbers in the right way. So we were at the end of like, should we be cancelling the contract with the new national arena because it's too big for us. Me and my father had a discussion back and forth, like, could we do something? Could we find a way for turn it around? At that time we had my father, Andy, was telling me like, okay, Sebastian, you got an opportunity with a guy called Marcelo. Do it with him, and you can do it by yourself. whatever, try, do, work your magic. If that works, it's not the end of the world, then we cancel the contract. But you got a couple of months on you.
How old were you at this age then?
I was 20.
Yeah.
So at that age, like so young, super young, 20, 21. So at that time I was very young to be taking the responsibility, and we had between 50 to 60 employees in that arena at the same time. So it was a lot to take in, and also going from being a nightclub guy to start to teach people how to clean toilets by yourself, and that's what I've been always like in my head, that's been in my backbone. You need to be knowing every step before you teach others, or before you tell people how to do it. You need to do it by yourself, and that's also so important when I do business now. I mean, I've done it, so I know exactly how to do it, and I've been doing the steps every direction, so I know how to handle it. So did it that one with him for a couple of years. Also, to be bragging a little bit, in that time I got nominated as the 101 most not successful entrepreneurs, but super talents of Sweden.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Yes, I was bragging a little bit before.
That was going to be fact.
That was a fun fact. Now we got it. Another fun fact, a fact. But having that nomination, that was very cool, and that was very like finally put something on stamp. Like I've been doing.
Explain what that was then, because there was 101 people nominated, wasn't it? Under 40.
101 people nominated. You need to be in the age between 18 to 40, and when the peak season, the peak year of your career, then you get nominated, and you can only be nominated once. So a lot of people nominate themselves when they are 35, 40, almost 40 when they are at the end of it. I think it was 23 or 22. So I was one of the absolute youngest there, and the guy that was behind me was he was CEO of one of the Swedish biggest bank, Nordea as well. Yeah. So he was behind me, so that was also like a huge wow to sit next to him on the prize, on the podium, and to give the prizes. I was number 5 that year, so that was that was amazing.
23,
yeah.
So win it again.
One more time.
Who did you say win it?
That was actually the girl that brought Uber to Sweden.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So it was a hard competition, it was difficult competition. So I was so like I did my best, but it didn't win so far. So I mean that was very nice, and that was amazing to have something.
Recognition, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hard work.
Absolutely, and that was also for the family to see. Like it's not just daddy's boy. He actually did something that everybody sees as well.
Yeah.
Because that has been challenging since I started with the family business as well. Because having the recognition that you do something good when you are the son of the owner, they always see like, oh, you have the benefits, you have that one compared to everyone else. But for me it was, and also my father was pushing me like, you need to overperform everybody else. You need to do better than everybody else. So they don't have anything bad to talk about you behind your back or. So that has been like helping me, but also making it more challenging, like the full career. So I did work with him until quite recently, but in that meantime, I was also I was having the national arena in the same time as I put myself. I find the interest of real estate in the Sweden. Then the Swedish market was exploding, so a lot of people started to renovate some apartments and. I mean, a huge profit on it, so I was like, okay, this could be interesting, because I've always been seeing like, if I see the numbers are right, I don't need to be knowing everything about it. I will be learning while I learn while doing it, and also to get all the information as soon as possible. That's a little bit of like what triggered me in the directions that I work with. So I was I was starting with that one, bought my first property, did reform, sold it within a month and make a huge profit. So it was like, oh shit, this was something. This was eye-opening. Did that for 2 years time, 3 years time actually, until I started buying and flipping. And in Sweden, you are not allowed to be doing this 1 or twice per year. Okay. So I was having a time of finding a way of doing it as much as possible. So I was a little bit rejected by the Swedish government how much I could be doing it, regulate. And so at the end of 2018, the Swedish real estate market was booming. It was crashing. So it was very bad. I had at that time 2 properties, sold one with first ever lost and still the only one that I was losing money on selling. The other one I'd make small profit that was covering the loss, so it was still like plus minus on that one. So I was super low at that moment. Like, okay, now I drop in this one because I saw that one as a career changing for me. But I was dropping that one, and at the same time I was been a lot in Spain, in Marbella, where we are now, in the sunny Marbella. So at that time I was with me and my fiance now, girlfriend at the moment, Ida, was bought our apartment together in Stockholm. But she was like, Sebastian, what are you doing now? What's your goal? In the same time I was having the position at my daddy's company, at my cleaning company. In the same time I also saw, meanwhile this one, but I was a little bit calmer on the apartments. I saw like, okay, we can be finding a journey maybe, because I was starting to calculate our invoices we got from our suppliers, and I saw like, shit, we're paying the same amount for a dishwasher tablet as we do in the food store from our supplier, and we should be bigger client at that, we should be having discounts. So in that time I was starting to be checking all of the suppliers and find a huge gap in the market of what you really sold out the prices for, and when we buy when we could be bulking up so much for our client, I find like, okay, you know what, this is a solution. So I started a company as well. I haven't told you about this one. So that's actually a grossest company that I have still in Sweden as well, where I supply the Swedish National Arena, the Swedish Ferry, Stockholm Swedish Ferry. I have the Union, the biggest union of Sweden. I have some malls. I have I'm quite a powerful names companies in Sweden where I supply with paper, toilet paper, hand paper, disinfections. So you can imagine on the COVID, all the exciting things. So I was having a good time with COVID. And so it started that company, started to grow as well in the same time. So that kept me a little bit busy, that and the cleaning contract that I was working with. But we started looking more and more in Marbella at that time. So in that time I started a company called Fernandez Design, where we mentioned a little bit in the beginning. Started to work with another partner here in Marbella. Did 2 reforms with them. That was buy and renovate and flip them. It went super good. It was really eye-opening for me how we could be doing, but also how the market hadn't been regulated as it had been in Stockholm at that time. So I was seeing opportunity as well. And also you work with euro compared to Swedish krona. The Swedish krona is so less worth than euro, so that was very beneficial for us as well. But after those 2 projects, the guys we didn't get the same mentality. We have some different thoughts how to do business, so we went separate ways. So I was doing the journey by myself then in Fernandez Design. So bought a lot of properties, started reform, took so much debt on myself and on my private name. I took the credit loans. I was so much in debt at that time because I put everything on one coin. That was 2019. 2020, everybody knows what's happened. COVID, everything went lockdown, and I was having at that time 4 properties in Marbella, super overboard in the mortgage. Have the apartment in Sweden, still live the life in Sweden, working. So that was a struggle in that time.
That's difficult.
Still come out from the COVID. Very positive, succeeded to sell off a lot of properties. And then in 2022 I took like the second big hit in my life actually. That was like a really...
big hit was COVID initially, was it? Yeah.
That was one of the kicks. But like the biggest kick that I got, and that was really learning me a lot, was 2022. Because in that time COVID was ended. I started to get a contact with a very good broker that found a lot of properties to me. So I purchased at the same time. I got all of the cash out from selling the previous one, borrowed myself, took the credit loans everywhere, purchased a lot of properties, and the Spanish bank system, it's completely different compared to Sweden, what I'm used to. So when I purchased the property, the bank told me like, Sebastian, can't keep up with you in the same speed as you are doing. So cash them and give you mortgage after you have completed the apartment. So I was like, there's no problem, I do it. Cashed out all of the properties. I was over 12 at that time. 12 properties in the same time. The portfolio was growing. one other hit that was hitting the year before. 2021. I found a partner in Sweden that I started to work with. We purchased a villa up in Älvdalen. We're doing a huge development project up there. We're supposed to be doing 10 villas. But there was a little bit like game changing for me, because when we started the project, I saw that we weren't as alike as we thought. We had different point of seeing things, developing things, and different mentalities. Business-wise, personal-wise, he's amazing. It's so much fun. He's good on with him super much. But when we went to the business, we were having a little bit different thoughts. So sold that plot with him. He bought me out. It was versus I asked him if I could be buying him out or he could be buying me out. So it turns out that he bought me out. So he's still doing that journey. Fingers crossed that it goes as good as possible for him. So it's a very nice project. He will be turning amazing. I can tell. But in that time, so I purchased everything by myself, and also that I increased the value of doing business with family. And then that business mind of like doing family and friends things was starting. So I also got the opportunity, I give the opportunity to my family and friends. Like if you want to join ventures with me in some of the properties, I'm more than happy if we could be doing it. So a lot of family and friends actually joined that journey because they see like, Sebastian, something is strange with you because the things you touch getting to goal sometimes, and we cannot miss this opportunity. It has been happy because it has been going so far so well as well. So they are very happy. They are some of the investors that I still work with today as well.
That's cool. And it's just even more cool though, and more special to it.
Absolutely, and have the possibility to give back. And I mean, one of the things that I've been growing up seeing a lot of people around me, like one guy's having all of the cash in his pocket and pay for everyone else. That's the only thing that I don't want to be. I want to be the guy that's giving the opportunity for everyone else to earn money and do a journey together. Because I don't need so much. I don't need everything. So that's why if I have the possibility not to have $2,000 to spend on a week, and I'm happy to spend $1,000 if they have €500 more each guy, that would be so much happier for me that everybody could be, everybody have the same possibilities, and almost the same possibilities. Instead of being in the cash and in the bar and pay for everyone all the time, or restaurants or whatever.
I think as well, it'd be nice for you to see they trust in you as well, to invest in that kind of thing,
100%.
believe in you, and then you can give back and share that.
Absolutely. And the more I can give back, the happier that I am as well.
The older you get more enjoyment. Like
100%,
Christmas, giving presents is better than receiving.
Definitely. And that's what I've been like on my mind the last like 6 months now as well, because I see like 6 months, 1.5 years. So I started an opportunity for people to invest with me, and a lot of people did. And like I said, the trust from them to feel it, that was so flattering. Also, I was like,
it's all responsibility at the same time.
That was the next thing that I didn't thought about. From the beginning, I was like, oh fuck, now I need really to deliver now. So that was a good thing that we did, but it was also like a big hit for myself to be letting the project up in Marbella, one area in Marbella. Doing the own journey again, but with the family and friends possibility. Take the huge hit as I saw in 2022, cashed out all of the properties, demolition all of them to supposed to be starting the reform. Went to the bank as they promised, and was like, now guys, everything is done, everything is cashed. And now I need the money. I need the mortgage to start the reform. Everything's already demolished, so it's like now we need to go in. That was 2022 March. Everybody knows what's happened 2022 March. The Ukraine war. They told it in the banks. Now it's World War III starting. So sorry, Sebastian, we cannot do anything. I was standing there like, what the hell should I be doing now? I put all of my money inside again. All of the properties, they were unlivable because it was told demolished. So I'm like, okay, what should we do? Luckily, I was still having some profits coming in from the COVID period when I earned a lot in the groceries business. So I took, we take step by step. Instead of doing 12 reforms in the same time, we started to do one. We did 2, we did 3.
This is the pace you used to do.
Yeah, that was like so boring, so slow, and luckily succeeded to sell 1. Had the possibility to reform 2 more. So it took, it took like 6 months, it took 1.5 years almost. So the full like 2022 was rebuilding process. 2023 was finishing the last details from them. At that time, that was learning me. I had a aha experience at that time.
Yeah.
Because also at the end, when everything was done, I was asking a little. I arrived to the banks again. I was like, how could we do something different for not getting in this position again? And they told me like, Sebastian, you need to have better cash flow. And I was like, better cash flow? What do you mean? I have all these properties in my name. In my opinion, that was a huge amount of money was staying there. But they were like, we don't see the money coming in regular.
Like every month. Kind of
so they were like, we don't see the trust of your credit, the trust so high. So I was like, okay, finding a new way, how could we do different? So they were like, Sebastian, if you would be having the cash flow every month, it will be so much more easy for us. Okay, I took myself back again. How could I do something for changing this one? Get that aha experience. Okay, we start with the rentals because all of the properties were done
every month.
So then started to rent out 1, 2, 3 properties of them, and then when one of them was sold, and finishing the rental contract, sell that one, and then bought a new one. So now I've been increasing the rental portfolio quite quickly. What has been happening in my credit score, like smashing to the roof now. But also, if something sells, no mortgage on it, so it's a huge bag, and about money is coming into the account. But that has been like a learning process of a long time. And a learning lessons for me as well, and also to be this. It's so strange because the more you listen to this podcast of other people are talking, or experienced developers or big company owners, when they say quick success builds egos, slow success builds character.
Yeah,
I mean that's so right. I hate to admit it, but it's so right, and that's what I feel more and more now as well after taking the hits back and forward, learning a lot. I mean, and also don't have the stress like to take the next step. Now you take it your own pace, but also if you keep the pace you're doing and keep the consistency, that's like where you have the happiness.
Yeah, consistency over everything, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like showing up every day, doing the same thing over and over again. It's the boring things that people don't want to do, isn't it? They just want the quick success.
Yeah,
because they see Instagram, don't they? And people never
Instagram, that's so fake.
They think, oh my god, he's like 23 with a Lamborghini. It's like, really?
Yeah, but definitely, and have this 1 million followers. 995,000 of them are bought. So it's like, I definitely, that's having like a little bit of eye-opening for me, so to experience that one as well. In the same time, I was actually having, in my opinion, a golden star. 2023, one of the most deal that was meaning the most for me. It was 2023. I was starting a business with my sister's sister. My fiance's sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
So that's my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So my brother-in-law, we were starting a business called Fernandez Fastigheter. So that's a real estate company in the north of Sweden. Okay. We were starting that one together because they didn't have the possibility to be putting in money inside of the company when I invited the family and friends to do to join in the journey. So I was actually on Easter, me and Ida was up. Ida's my fiance. We were up to them having an Easter celebration. That was 2 days before I proposed to her, so that was something to remember. Yeah. We were sitting in the kitchen table, and Christian, my partner's name, he was like, can we find a way for doing something together? I mean, he was like, you have the knowledge, I have the energy, can we find something? And he was like, you know that I don't have as much money to be putting in, but I can do something else, I can do something extra. Tell me what I can be doing. So we started to look at the real estates up there where they're staying. They're staying up in Örnsköldsvik. It's so far up in the north of Sweden. In a small town called Husum, so it's even smaller there. They have one food store, one liquor store. That's like that's almost enough, and one pizza place. So we were sitting at this kitchen table, and he told me like, can we do something? He showed me on the marketplace in Sweden where you can find the properties. He was like, this could be the one. This could be a property we could be buying together. It's a commercial apartment. a commercial property. I was like, okay, let me check it out. And I was starting to go through the numbers with him, and it's like, this couldn't be right. Something's wrong with it. Yeah, something's wrong. So we called up the broker that was supposed to be selling it, and they did a little bit mix on it because they sold it as a private villa, not a commercial apartment.
So did they have like a license to commercial? Or?
So I was a little bit asking them, okay, so this is a private villa in your name? Yeah. Okay, then I buy it directly. Because she valued it as a private villa, not as an assets.
Yeah.
So we bought it together, me and him. So after that phone call, he was asking me to do business. 30 minutes later, we bought 2 villas. Not just that one. We asked the same broker, do you have anything else that you can sell? She was like, yeah, I have another house as well. Perfect, we take that one as well. So he was shitting himself in that phone call. He was like, I was giving a proposal to you. Now we own 8 apartments in the north of Sweden. I was like 20 minutes phone call for you. What the hell?
Like I wasn't joking.
Yeah, it was like, this is going quite almost too quickly. So we bought those 2 before we even set up the company or anything. So it was like, okay, Christian, now we have pushed the pedal. Starting 2 companies, 1 joint company and 2 holding companies. So it was like a fun way of doing it. That was 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years now. And we can tell like we have at the moment, and I also told Christian, that's how I do business a little bit.
It's fast.
I told Christian, if we do this journey, we push the pedal to the metal. It will be hard work. We will be running quickly because I cannot do this like 50%. It's impossible for me. So if you want to do it, we need to run quickly. So with it, 1.5 years later, we have 114 units. That was going quite quickly. Our mortgage
sprinting back up.
Yeah, it was a little bit, and up there in the north, when things is going a little bit slower than normal, everybody's like, what the hell is going on with this company? So that has been life-changing for both me and him, to see something grow so quickly, and also for myself to be able to bring a partner to do that journey with me as well, and that's a family member to do this one. That's so impressive, and also, I mean, hat off to him to have the possibility to run at the same time, and also be the legs and I'd say the arms and legs to run around and take care of those ones. Like, it's super impressive, and I'm super proud of him. So that was a fun company we started together over a kitchen table over Easton. So now to see it's growing as much as they've been doing, it's super impressive, and it's growing. We are looking to buy more properties now in the same time. So yeah, that's a fun one. So that was having the opportunity to give me like the golden start to be doing the journey with him as well.
That's so cool.
That was 2023 as well. At the same time, we started Mila Homes. And like I told you, we have the construction company, Fernandez side here, the development company, that was having all of these properties in the portfolio to just be able to adapt with a broker company where I really could be, I'm gonna headhunt the best brokers in Marbella, what I find, to put a team together with them and develop a company from that. It was like almost to have all of the answers in your hand before you even starting it.
You've done all the research, haven't you?
And I already know about everything, right? I saw, like, I was going on viewings, I was like, shit, that girl or guy was amazing. We need to do something together. And when you have that portfolio at the same time, do we want to do something together? It's difficult to people to say no to that opportunity as well.
100%,
So that's why.
21 people in a year as well. That's moving fast.
That's moving fast. Yeah, sorry. I mean, so that's what I do when I find something. And for me, with this, for example, the broker business, I started that one not because of the money. That of course I make some money from it. But more to have to do the journey with people, and also like we talked with in the beginning, like families, everything. When I create something from scratch, the people that I recruit, is that I'm not their boss, I'm their colleague. That's so important that we have. That's going through the company and in the office every day, because we're doing this journey together. And what I'm pushing everyone is like, if you make money, I make money, so we do this journey together. And to see your colleagues growing step by step, for me that's means so much. To be able to learn and point them in the right directions, and also, to be honest, the people that has been joining this company has never gone so quickly in their development as they have been doing before. So this is, they never make so much money as they do now. They never have so many, private developments as they have been doing now. So I'm super proud of like everyone here as well. So that's so nice to be like having the feeling also that they have the energy to give it back. That's also hat off to
keep up. I think it's even nice, like the paddle thing at the weekend, like you say you do it every weekend, isn't it? And it's just like I was doing outside of work things. It's fun, and no issue. Just like having a laugh with everyone. It's not like you're the boss, right?
No.
One of the lads on the girls.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's what I mean. I mean, we do this journey together. If you make money, I make money. If you are not happy, you will not make money for yourself, and then I will not make money. So I mean, if you're happy, I'm happy. That's what I mean. Everything we do it together. So that's why we're pushing to develop this company, and in the individual place, there's where I put my time, my effort for learning and teaching and being supportive to all my colleagues. So that's why, I mean, for example, like you say, the paddle thing, we try to always do things together, because
even lunch after and stuff, you didn't have to.
Absolutely.
You have to do that stuff, isn't it? But it's social.
And the thing is, the company doesn't pay for it. Everybody's chipping in for themselves. So that means everybody's doing it for their own bill.
Because they want to.
Yeah, because they want to. They want to
just come for a free lunch or whatever.
Yeah, no, definitely. So that's what also it's like so impressive about having this team growing so tight with each other, and I'm so impressed about how everybody has been really get well together so quickly and so well.
This is cool. It's cool. It is very cool. What have you got planned then next? What's next for you? Or plans or goals?
It's always ongoing. Now we have, like we said, this company has only been here for a year. This company is now time for growth. We have been growing quickly with a lot of staff, but now we have the possibility, when we have a solid foundation, to be, how do you say, trimming all of the parts. For growing even quicker. We have Fernandez Design that has a huge partner coming in now in the form of banks. Finally, we got support from them, so we could really push the pedal to the metal. Yeah, that was about time. So we're actually pushing a lot in every directions for the development department in Fernandez Design, and also in Mila Homes. We have been recruiting now project managers, interior designers. We can do everything on the one house.
That's so much easier.
So much easier, and
especially for like customers and clients, isn't it? They can just come to you for everything. They don't have to talk about 10 people.
Like we had, just for an example, we had yesterday evening a client coming inside. He was like, "I want to buy something. This is what I find. Can you help me to do something about it?" And we showed up like the full interior design team, project manager team, the rental team, and also the sales manager was there as well. So he was like, "Oh shit, I have a full conference room waiting for me." So, and that was also open in his eyes. Like, this is something that I request so much in Marbella but never find. So we started a partnership, to be honest, at that meeting.
Really?
And that's a very famous developer from foreign countries. So that's very fun as well to see that response, and to see that, and also to see all of the colleagues in the same meeting. It's like, shit, turn the fire on, and we see that we could be doing this.
It's exciting.
Well, absolutely, and everybody's involved, and that's what we mean with the projects we do in the development company as well. When we buy something there, if we pointed to the rental directions, or if we pointed to the sales directions, we had the full rental team involved, how we should be doing it, in the design, the furnitures, areas, locations. So we get the most of it from all of the experience we have in the house, in both of the directions. So that's why that's so fun as well. Departments,
That's cool. That's very cool. So then the other thing I prepped you for was, did I say the biggest mistake or biggest regret that you've done in your personal business line? What would you say?
The biggest regret.
You mentioned it.
And that was like that's my top 1, 2, 3. So it's like the biggest regret was absolutely trusting the banks when you don't. Because maybe it's because in Sweden you could be a little more naive and you couldn't be here. Because if the bank says something here, and in Sweden they stand behind it. Here it's a little bit like loose lines. Sometimes, unfortunately, that's too bad. and always that was one of my biggest regrets. And also like a big regret. I hate the word regret because you're never supposed to be regretting anything.
You learn from it, don't you? As long as you don't make the mistake twice.
Yeah, I mean definitely, and that's what I mean. I mean, so for me, yeah, I took the hit, yeah, but also at the same time, and also I took the hit when me and the partner we had the dream goal of making like a lot of villas up in Marbella. But when we went on different directions, I learned from it as well, and I involved my family and friends more in the business what I do. Instead of doing everything by myself, I invited people to join in the journey, and that was also like giving me a lot of pressure, but also giving me a lot of, how do you say, clap on the back as well, because they believed it, they trusted you, and they believed in you. So that was also like, it gave me positive and negative vibes at the same time. But that was one of the hits, and of course the Banks was a major hit as well. So that was those two, I think.
And then also, what do you think your greatest strength is and greatest weakness?
Greatest weakness, that's like undiscussable. You can ask anyone in the office and they will be like, 100%. And that's my patience. I am the worst impatient person ever. If I'm in the bid work, I'm standing there like, answer. And everything what I do, it's like, I want to have the answer before I even ask. And that's I think someone is saying like, HDAD is a sickness, but for me, I see it as a superpower.
I was gonna say,
because I'm like, I want to get shit done ASAP when I see it, but that's also like something that I work with a lot. And one of my weaknesses as well, I had two actually. I'm also like, I'm so, when I want to do something, I'm so like put everything inside of it. So sometimes I tell people before it happens, because I cannot hold it quiet to myself, because I'm so, how do you say, I'm so
energetic
for getting the information and like show what's going on now. So that's what I've been learning a lot, and the people in the office like, Sebastian, please don't scream it out loud before it's signed, or we cannot celebrate before it's signed, before it's done. Like, come on, I just want to have the celebration all the time. That's two of my weakness. My absolute strength. It's growing more and more on me. I believe that it's that I believe so much in people, and that I really want people to succeed, and I take it almost personally when people don't succeed, as work close to me, because I really want them to develop, to succeed, to do well. One of my positive sides as well, it's that I mean, like you say, I always say I have a slogan that I haven't pronounced yet, but that's like sorry, it's like sorry, but my HDD is my superpower. So that's like what I'm always like trying to get in the mood as well, and that's I think one of the things that's good for me as well.
Yeah, because you can bring everyone else up together with you, and it's more exciting than like hitting people down, like slagging them off or slating them. Or...
it doesn't work like that. No. In my business, it doesn't work. I mean, and also if someone's underperforming, you do your best to learn,
understand why, the issues going on, and that kind of thing, really.
Absolutely. So that's, but yeah. So
this is like business and money in the world, isn't it? For everyone, isn't it? So like, you can bring everyone up together rather than. Because there's so many people who are negative and psych you up behind your back, and you just think very unhappy within yourself. But yeah, it's what it is. That's my positive and my negative. Two negatives. Right. Any closing thoughts, or where can people find you, follow you?
You can find us on Mila Homes SL on Instagram. Mila Homes SL.es very soon. At the moment it's com. We have also Fernandez Design. Designed by Fernandez, sorry, on Instagram. We had and then my private name, and my private Instagram, Fernandez Design. Fernandez Sebastian, sorry. It has been a long day.
Right, everyone. Thank you for watching. If you've watched on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe, comment your favourite part. If you listen to Apple or Spotify, make sure to follow the podcast and leave a 5-star review. See you next time. Bye.